Hey everybody, this is Matt. I'm making a new Heroclix video, and this video is all about the September monthly organized play prize kit, and it's the Alpha Flight. So, like in every monthly organized play prize kit, one piece has a new sculpt, and two pieces are reusing sculpts from older sets. And the pieces reusing sculpts are Northstar and Aurora, these two, and they're reusing sculpts from the Invincible Iron Man set. And what is kind of a reused sculpt? The new sculpt is Vindicator. This is a female Vindicator, and it has a very similar sculpt to the Vindicator that was in the set. This one has boobs, a slightly different body, and a ponytail in the back. So those are the differences right there. But we're going to get into the three different figures, look at their powers, look at their dolls, look at their keywords, and just see how the monthly organized play stacks up. So let's start out with Northstar. This is one I've always liked because he is an X-Man. So let's see if we can zoom in on his card. Okay. So he has keywords Alpha Flight, Speedster, Weapon X, and X-Men. I like the X-Man. I don't know about Weapon X. I don't know why he has that keyword. Not really sure. And the rest is explanatory. Supersonic Punch, a special movement. He only has 4 powers. That's all he has. That's all he has is 4 powers. Very limited dial here. Special movement. Northstar can use hypersonic speed. Okay, that's not a surprise. When he does, if he moves in a direct line before the close combat attack, that means like if he moves, you know what I mean. You know what that means. Like totally, you know, okay. You may choose to knock back the hit character a number of squares equal to half the number of squares he moved through and give it an action token. So if he moved, let's look at his movement. He starts out with a 12 movement. That means if this would be funny, now it says half the number of squares he moved through. So if he moved his full 12 in a direct line, that's not like moving to the left, 1, right, 1, forward, 1. You know, it has to be a direct line. Forward, 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 forward. You know, all 12 squares, he can knock them back 6 squares and then give them an action token. That's pretty interesting. I mean, definitely on elevated maps, you can knock them off elevated, which could do them an extra click of damage. The action token can possibly you could do a triple threat here. Okay, you hit them for damage, knock them off the elevated so they take another damage, and then you give them the action token and it pushes them and they take another damage. So it's a triple threat there. I kind of like that. He is 65 points. Let's look at his dial. He doesn't have much else going on, so let's look. So he starts out with Flight, 65 points, which is affordable. But I will say this before I even get into this. You know, with the sets like Turtles, Superior Foes of Spider-Man, Uncanny X-Man, stuff like that, we've seen these pieces with lower point totals, and they've honestly raised the bar for what lower point total characters can do. And now when you see a piece like this, and I honestly believe this entire set was designed before they came up with these newer designs. When you see a piece like 65 points, you will expect more from it because of what you see from the 60 to 70 point pieces in the newer sets. And that may not be fair, but let's just look at this out. Okay, 65 points. This is his sculpt. It's the same sculpt as Invincible Iron Man. He's kind of like, I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what that pose is. He's kind of just punching the air or something. I'm not really sure. He's Flight, no range, no indomitable, nothing really special. That's his special movement. He has 10 attack, 3 damage, super senses. The 3 damage is nice. Okay, and then he keeps the same. He loses 1 damage. Okay, he goes straight to 9 attack. That's where, you know, I don't really like 9 attack. I really don't. Nowadays, I think 9 attack is just really weak, and I hate to see it on the 3rd click just bounce onto a 9 attack. And he went from super senses to toughness. Now let's see what he gets. Now he has flurry with 9 attack. A lot of times when they give a piece 9 attack, they give them like close combat expert or range combat expert to make up for it, so you could bump it back up to a 10. This dude doesn't even have that. And he just stays the same. So he has 5 clicks for 65 points. As you can see, his entire dial, he has no attack powers, no damage powers, only 2 clicks of 10 attack. I mean, the hypersonic, I feel like for this piece, they put every point of his worth into that special ability. Into that hypersonic, knockback, and action token ability. I feel like that has to be. He only has it what? How many clicks does he has? He has for 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. He has for 3 clicks, but I would argue those clicks are worth. I mean, just those 3 clicks of it is worth a good 20 points of his overall point value. I recommended online saying, I really think these are valued more around 50-point characters. I think honestly in the new design scheme these would be 50, maybe even 45-point characters. Perhaps if they didn't have the 3 damage and it just had a 2 damage, I think it could easily be a 50-point character in the new design scheme. So I'm not that thrilled with him. I mean, he's okay, but the bouncing onto 9 attack means that it's just not going to be able to retaliate much. He's a sit and duck with the flurry. Once he bounces onto it, because he has no range, no indomitable, so he can't just move next to you and flurry next turn. Flurry with 9 attack, you're still going to just miss both attacks most likely. I don't know. Really disappointed in that piece. Okay, let's look at Aurora, and I think we're going to see about the same exact thing with Aurora. Alpha Flight, Speedster, Weapon X. So she doesn't have X-Man keyword. I don't know why they're giving a Weapon X keyword. I don't know that. So she has a very similar dial, no other powers. Very similar hypersonic. Moving too fast for you to breathe, Aurora can use hypersonic speed. When she does and hits a standard character with a close combat attack, you may choose to deal no damage. If you do, after action resolve, place the hit character in a square adjacent to Aurora and give it an action token. So basically, she can run out there, punch somebody, not deal any damage, run back to where she was, drop them off, and then give them an action token. So like right off the bat, like it's kind of disappointing because she's not dealing any damage, and like we've seen Speed Freak from the Civil War storyline organized play event, who can do something very similar, but he has precision strike and he deals his damage, but he doesn't put an action token on him. So I think that's the difference. Would you rather do damage to him and ignore super senses, or would you rather put an action token on him? And I've seen it argued both ways, but honestly, I'd rather deal the damage and then bring him back anyways and finish him up. Because what's the point of putting an action token on him if you're bringing him back to your kill squad and you're just going to attack him with like 3 other pieces and kill him or KO them, What's the point of putting an action token on him, Other than maybe pushing him off that click onto another click that's weaker. Let's look at it out. So she starts out 10 movement, so she has less movement than her brother. I think it's her brother. 65 points, just like the other one. No attack power, no damage power, toughness. She bounces onto... She loses 1 damage, just like her brother. She goes to super senses. Okay. Already 9 attack. Again, I mean, so she has 3 clicks of the hypersonic special. Now she's just like her brother with a flurry 9 attack with no range. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. I mean, most of my gripes with Northstar is gripes with Aurora. 9 attack, way too early into the dial. 9 attack's just really weak nowadays. Flurry, sitting there, defenseless. I mean, a little bit of defense power, but you have no range, and if someone's not next to you at the moment, it's going to be way too hard to get next to them, unless you have somebody that can TK somebody, which maybe that Mystic dude on Alpha Flight can help with a TK if he has TK. It's just going to be too hard to base people with these. I mean, they're really strong starting out. If they get hit at any point, they're useless, in my opinion. Unless you have some other thing pumping them up, like a possession piece or a resource that's equipped to them or something. I can't think of ways these are going to be useful after they get hit for like If they get hit for 3 damage, they're useless, basically. Once they get hit off the special hypersonic, they're useless. So let's look at Vindicator. And I'm sorry if I'm being overcritical about this. It's just, these pieces are just not really amazing me that much. Okay, let's look at Vindicator. I'm going to have to, there we go. Force field. Okay, so Vindicator has Alpha Flight and Scientist. And so this Vindicator is different. This one is Heather Hudson, which is the wife of the regular Vindicator, I'm pretty sure. So she has a special. So she actually has other powers, as you can see. She has other powers. It's not just 3 powers and nothing else. She is 100 points, so she is more expensive. Force field. At the beginning of the game, place 2 force field tokens on this card. At the beginning of your turn, if this card has less than 2 force field tokens, place 1 on this card. Whenever Vindicator would take damage from an opposing character's attack, you may remove 1 or 2 force field tokens to ignore that much damage. So, let's say somebody shoots her for 2 damage. She can remove both force field tokens and ignore 2 damage. Let's say someone shoots her for 4 damage. She can remove 2 force field tokens and ignore 2 of the 4 damage and only take 2. And then on her next turn, because she has less than 2 tokens on her, or 2 force field tokens on her, she gets 1 back. So it seems like something like maybe you would want to keep her back some, so not everybody's attacking her, but when they do go to attack her, she has a good way to ignore some of that damage. And then you want to keep her safe again, let her build up the tokens for another turn or 2, and then let them attack her again. And so she has the force field. That's pretty cool, actually. I really like that. That's kind of cool. I like that it keeps building back up throughout the rest of the game. So I mean, even on her lower clicks, she'd still have the trait. So even as her native defense powers change, she'll still have the force field. I really like that. And she also has Lava Jet. Give Vindicator a power action and choose a square within 6 squares that is on the lowest elevation on the map. If the chosen square is occupied, deal the character 1 penetrating damage and place it into an adjacent square. Place a Lava Jet block and terrain marker in the chosen square and remove all other Lava Jet markers from the map. Vindicator can use poison as if she occupied the square with the Lava Jet marker. Okay, so it has to be within 6 squares of her whenever she does it. It's a power action, so it's not a free action. So you would have to really be like, well, do I want to shoot the person or do I want to put the Lava Jet marker down? That's where the question comes down, you know. The 1 penetrating damage would get past stuff like impervious, invulnerability, and toughness. So that's useful. It wouldn't get past invincible, though. And then it would also be good if they had a group of people, because you could put it in the middle of them, and then you could use poison as if she occupied it on her next turn, and then she could actually run away. You know, she could be TK'd back away and still be using poison as if she occupied the square. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's look at her dial. But first, let's look at her sculpt. We're gonna just see any differences in the sculpt. You know, the body is definitely different. I don't have the regular one to show you, but the body is different. It's the same effect around her. I think the hands look kind of different. I don't remember these circular things being there. I think she's wearing goggles. I don't remember the regular one wearing goggles. And she has a ponytail. And it's a very similar sculpt, but it is different. It's cool enough. I mean, they're the same character. I mean, they're wearing the same suit, acting as the same character, but they're 2 different people. So it kind of makes sense they would look similar, you know. So let's look at the thing. She's 100 points. She has flight with a wing, a trait, not indomitable, 7 range. That's pretty decent range, honestly. Which also makes me think these were designed before the new design scheme, because they don't hand out 7 range that easily anymore. So she starts out with running shot, toughness, leadership. 10 attacks, kind of weak, honestly. The leadership is nice though, because a lot of the Alpha Flight pieces she could take tokens off of, so that's cool. She bounces on right away. She bounces on to sidestep with that lava attack. Okay, but look at her damage. She has 3 damage. I don't understand why she would need the lava attack if she had 3 damage. Because see, the lava attack does 1 penetrating and does poison. I guess maybe for the poison. I mean, I was thinking like if she had like 1 damage, then definitely do the lava thing, you know? But when you have 3 damage, you're getting through invincible, you're getting through toughness, you're doing 2 damage to a toughness person. You're still doing 1 damage to impervious and invincible, I mean invulnerability. So, I don't know. I think I would just rather shoot somebody then, you know? Then, at least she hasn't dropped down the 9 attack already. That's good. Stays about the same. So she lost toughness and gained inertia shield deflection, which is fine. And now she's down to 2 damage, and now it's like, yeah, maybe the lava attack would be more useful. Because the 2 damage is not going to get through invulnerability, it's not going to get through impervious. But the lava could do 1 penetrating damage and get past it. Okay, so she finally goes down to 9 attack, but she has perplex, and that's another thing, you know? A lot of times when you go down to a 9 attack, they give you perplex or something so you can boost yourself back up to a 10 attack. And she lost sidestep, and now she has force blast. Okay, I guess somebody based her and hit her really hard, so maybe she can force blast them away, maybe? But she lost the lava. She lost the wait. She only has it what for? Okay, she has it right here when she doesn't need it. Right here when she doesn't need it, because of 3 damage. Honestly, she has it right here when she probably does need it, and then she loses it right away. 9 attack. That would be a perfect opportunity for the lava attack, because you may not be able to hit with a 9 attack, but the lava was not making an attack. Why would they take it away from her at this point? I just don't see what she's doing at this point. She doesn't have move and attack. She can perplex up somebody, but for 100 points, you want her to be doing more than perplexing. Oh man, this is a weird doll. So, she has 6 clicks alive for 100 points, which is okay. Perplex is okay. The lava thing just seems really inappropriate placement on the doll. Only 1 click of running shot. That's kind of weird. She doesn't really have a lot of move and attack, honestly. Honestly, I really think outside of the leadership and the perplex, she's really not that useful. And I don't know if I'd really want to play her. Then again, I'm not an Alpha Flight person, and the only piece I actually wanted for my own stuff was Northstar because he's an X-Man. But I don't know. I feel like this set was weaker than past ones. Maybe just because they're lower point characters and they were designed before the new design scheme. Excuse me. So I don't know. They're not my favorite characters, but if you like Alpha Flight, you might as well add them to your collection. They may come in use. Definitely these pieces, the Northstar and Aurora, are definitely glass cannons. Early on, they can have some purpose, but if they get hit for any amount of damage, they're kind of useless. Vindicator, in a similar way, has, you know, the first 3 or 4 clicks are pretty strong, but then if she gets hit off the lava plume, she's not really doing that much with 9 attack and 2 damage with perplex. Just really not doing a lot. So that's a cool little set, I guess. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed something. I hope my overall negativity didn't ruin this video for you, but I had to tell it how I felt about these pieces. I hope you enjoy having. I hope you enjoy playing Heroclix in the future, and I hope you can get a lot more out of these than I'm saying they're worth. You know, and if you want these, you can look up and go play at your local venue. These should be coming out in September. And thank you so much for watching this video and supporting the channel. You are amazing. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye bye.